So one thing I realized with moving to Miami is how everything is quite literally a status play. People want to signal wealth, signal how important they are, and status is really the great equalizer in terms of standing out. However, when most people think about status, they think about, the flashy cars, watches, jewelry, having nice things, showing how much you're worth, essentially scarce resources. But what if I told you you don't actually have to have a lot of money if you want to signal status? There are other ways to signal status so that, you get more attention, you look more attractive, whatever it may be. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can start signaling status without the use of money or any sort of material possessions. Well, the question is, why is this even so important? Well, the first thing you got to realize is that humans are status driven creatures. Instagram, in real life, like we all look for signs of status and we sort of operate on a status hierarchy. Just think about society overall. Who has like the most pull in terms of leverage in their network, their community? It's the people with the highest amount of status. Celebrities, athletes, influencers, social media personalities, people with talents. That's a form of status too. Us humans operate from a status hierarchy, and all this is done on a subconscious level. Now, with that being said, the first way that you can signal status is simply through leadership. Now, the reason why I say this is because look at any organization, right? Business, military, anything, it's a status hierarchy. The people at the top, the CEOs, the COOs, the vice presidents, the commanders, the chiefs, the president, all these people are in positions of status through leadership. And so you can have status within any sort of organization or community that you're a part of as long as you focus on being said leader. Even within friend groups, this is kind of controversial when I say this, and I've said this before, is that within every friend group, there's like a unspoken leader. And that unspoken leader usually has the most authority and the most status. And so whenever you're in any sort of group, the one who speaks the most, the one who leads the group, the ones who's in a position of leadership, that person is going to have the most status. And so that's like perhaps one of the easiest ways you can start showing more status is by finding ways in which you can start leading more. Now, you can also do this through pictures. In fact, this is what I talk about every single week through my digital Romeo students by using the Romeo effect. Link down below if you want to learn more about that. But one sort of pillar in positioning is showcasing that you're a leader of men. And the reason why this is leverage or a point of leverage is because even from a psychological attraction standpoint, women are attracted to men who are in positions of status and who are a leader of men. And so, for example, you taking a picture of yourself when you're speaking on stage in front of people, guess what? That is situational status in which that can be leverage. Or even little small examples, the bartender or the bouncer at the nightclub. This guy's in a situational position of status because he has leadership. You control access. And like I said, anybody can do this without any sort of money whatsoever. As long as you find ways to go up in your organization or lead the team who you're with, that's how you can easily represent a degree of status. Now, another way you can show status without money is simply how you dress. How you dress is so, so important. Listen, first impressions are massive. Which one is going to have more of a better result? You approaching a woman after you've gone back from the gym and your gym clothes all sweaty, right? Or you dressed up nice in a button-down collared shirt, being presentable, etc. Exactly. The person who dressed the vest showcases the most status, and that goes in any establishment that you're in, even just casually running errands. That's why me, myself, I always try to present the best version of myself whenever I go anywhere. But going deeper into clothes, right, a lot of guys don't realize this too, is that your texture of your clothes matter. And all these high-end brands like Polo, Brunello, Cicelli, I can't even pronounce it, Zegna, all these high-end brands, they signal status even without the big logos. Like you don't need designer or anything like that, though that can be a sign of status within certain communities. I think lower class sort of communities, especially within Black culture, like wearing Gucci everything, Louis Vuitton, like sure, you got a little bit of status. But to people who are higher class and have status, like that's not a big deal. But it's more so like the quality of clothes. So one thing I stopped doing is wearing polyester clothing. I stopped doing it. And honestly, a lot of clothes on Amazon And a lot of fast fashion brands, if you go into some of these like retail departments, you'll notice that a lot of the clothes are mixed with polyester. It'll be like 50% cotton, 50% polyester, or sometimes even 100% polyester. Polyester is by far like the worst, like fabric. I don't even consider it a fabric really, but it's really the worst type of clothes you can buy because it's literally plastic, and it looks cheap too. And so, easy way outside of just wearing nice clothes is to ensure that the fabric you get is a natural fabric: cotton, linen, twill, wool, silk, cashmere. Ensure that all your clothes are quality fabrics because not only is it going to last longer, but it's just going to look better. And alongside with that, fit is definitely important too. Make sure you're wearing fitted clothes. Even tailor your clothes if you have to, if you want to go that far. I tailor some of my clothes, some of my dressier stuff, and it really makes a difference. Every time I'm out, I get complimented. Almost every time, be it by a woman, be it by a man. They take note and it makes you stand out. And that's an easy way to showcase status around the people who you are with. Now, number three is going to be social proof. What is social proof? Social proof is showing that you are pre-qualified by your peers. This can be men, this can be women, though with women it's more so like pre-selection. But with men, having a friend group, having people who look up to you, follow you, that's more on the leadership side. But just having a friend group overall and being co-signed by others is a form of social proof. So a way you can easily start showing more social proof is actually through your Instagram. I preach this all the time, but if your follower to following ratio is not a 2-to-1 or at the least a 1-to-1, meaning if you have 500 followers, you're not following 1,000, 2,000 people, but you have an equal 500 to 500 or 500 to 200, that's literally the easiest way you can showcase some sort of social proof through more so your digital presence. But also, if we're speaking in terms of in real life, social proof could be as simple as walking with a group of other attractive guys, and that's when you get deeper into psychology, and that's known as the cheerleader effect, in which you guys actually look better as a group than what you would look alone. Or outside of having a friend group, just knowing people whenever you go places, or people knowing you. This has happened so many times. Whenever I'm out on first dates, some of you guys might come up to me and say what's up or show signs of appreciation. And like the woman who I'm with, like their eyes light up. Like, who are you? Who is this guy? I mean, this literally happened just a few days ago when I was in Tampa. I was actually with MJ Get Right. Shout out to him. And we were walking, and some guys came up to us, and this girl was already choosing us heavily. But these guys came up to us. They wanted to take a picture and whatnot. And then that made the woman even more intrigued to then come up and talk to us and ask us, who were we? And then that's, of course, when you got to play the humble game. I'm just a social media guy. I post videos sometimes here and there. Oh, what's your Instagram? Let me see. Let me see. Boom. Done. And got the contact info. Now, that's a more of an extreme form. There's more subtle ways, like I said, through knowing the people in which the venue you go to, establishing connections and rapport towards different areas you tend to frequent very, very often. Easy way to build status within any sort of area is simply through social proof. And it doesn't require money, guys. It does not. Money can help, for sure. It can amplify things, but it's simply not required. And perhaps the biggest way that you can showcase status without money is through your look. Through your looks. Combination of your body and your face. Listen, in Miami, a lot of people are fit. A lot of women are fit. A lot of guys look amazing. People are walking around with their shirts off, have a lot of sex appeal, tattoos, jewelry, so on and so forth. So here is quite the norm. But if you're in an area in which you walk outside and like not a lot of fit people are around you, you are immediately in a position of status. Immediately, without even saying a word. You're 8 to 12% body fat. You're lean, chiseled. You know, people can see the vascularity. They can see that you're in shape, and it really makes a difference, especially when you're in an environment in which is less common. In Miami, is more so, yeah, you better be fit. Like if you're fat, like why are you even living here? Like it kind of doesn't make sense. But outside of that, like if your body's right, if your face looks good, skin is good, hair is good, bro, you just stand out. You just stand out. Speaking of standing out, we got a pretty attractive girl walking by the car right now, choosing up. But yeah, it makes a difference, guys. And that's why, in terms of like the pillar and foundation of self improvement to acquire the status, is really coming down to your physical representation. It's the reason why I've taken it so seriously over the past 5 years, especially in 2019. I believe that honestly, me working on my fitness and then also my face, the whole looks maxing trend, that has by far been the highest ROI in terms of my life, in terms of my connections, in terms of what I do, social media, absolutely everything. If I was an unattractive man sitting here in a raggedy tank top at 17% body fat and I was ugly, you guys would not be listening to this video. You just wouldn't. And so, even when you're trying to, build your brand, personal brand, create content and whatnot, it's just going to take like that's going to amplify things and almost make people trust you more too, which has been also another big impact in terms of fixing your body, fixing your look, actually taking that seriously, and actually, presenting once again your best foot forward every time you step outside. Now, speaking about personal brand, I do have some things in the works in which we're going to offer you full-on coaching for myself, in which I'm going to coach you on your top of funnel content. I'm going to show you exactly how I built this YouTube channel to where it is now, how you can do the same. I'm going to give you my exact frameworks, but not only that, if you're already making money from online and you want to scale to like 20, 30K plus months, you're going to get access to my full backend team in which we're going to install our systems into your business. But if you're not into personal branding, if you don't have a business and you do want to work with me to install what I call the Romeo effect, in which you present your best foot forward, you showcase more signs of attractiveness, status, to have more dating opportunities, to have more networking opportunities by building your Instagram, by building your online dating funnel so that you actually attract a woman who you know you deserve, who actually are high interest, show up on the date, and who actually like you, then check out the link below. Once again, it's called the Romeo effect. This is something I've been working on for the past 5-6 years, and we've seen hundreds of transformations already. And now it is your turn. It's your turn, all right? Stay tuned for the next video. Subscribe, like, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.